When you decide to take a trip, how do you go about it? Do you immediately start booking a hotel, looking for things to do in the place, or do you start with first thinking about bigger things that are going to affect whether you're even going to go on a trip or not? Well, to be honest, I used to be the first kind. I used to always start thinking about the fun facts I'm going to learn about the city, all of the fun things I'm going to do there, food. Obviously, I'm going to start looking for food options and look for tickets to sightseeing spots and all that. But over time, as we moved to France and we started traveling a lot more, I realized that there is a lot more to traveling and to planning the trip besides just the fun things. So I wanted to share with you today my system that consists of 4 phases that I've built and created over the last few years that we've lived here in France and we started traveling more. And I wanted to show you that framework today. And I want to explain why I even have this framework, why I realized that doing just the fun things, or we used to split the planning with my husband. He would do a lot of big rocks and I would do a lot of the fun things. We would always think that we decide on a destination and then he goes and looks for the hotels, he books a car, he books the flights, and then I take over and I go looking for all of the details and I come up with the menu of fun things to do for the family while we are on a trip. And it was kind of in a bunch of different places. He would have all the documents, he would have all the confirmations, he would have all of those big pieces, but he would have no idea what we're doing on the ground, and vice versa. I would have all of those details about the places and have no idea about the other parts of the travel. So at some point, we realized that we should centralize it and we should put it in one place and we should go it in the process by step. A while ago, it was also very clear to me that none of us really works really well without having a plan, with no structure, and with not having a step-by-step plan. And that kind of also affected the way we started planning our trips. Once we put the framework together, it all became so much more clear about how we go. And the mental load of thinking about every step just kind of gets offloaded into the system, and you can see it how you're moving on, you're booking something, you're moving the items to the next column about that you don't need to think about it anymore. You also start sequencing your decisions instead of randomly thinking, oh, I'm going to think about this today, I'm going to book this here today, I'm going to plan this here today, with no really idea or structure. That when you have a system and when you have a step-by-step plan, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to constantly decide what you're going to be doing. It's already decided. You already decided ahead of time. And all you need to do is just follow your plan. There's this great quote that I love from Lila Hermosi that says, F the plan, no, F the mood, follow the plan. Yes. The mood is not the main idea here. The mood is the secondary. The plan is what you need to follow to get the results that you want usually. And a lot of people, of course, always say that they like to be spontaneous. They don't like to have a strict itinerary. And then that's exactly what I'm talking about here. That strict itinerary is not our goal here, because nobody really follows strict itinerary. We're talking about the process of planning, and one of the steps in the process is about creating a menu of options. That's where you're putting all the things that you would like to include, but you don't have to plan them step by step. But at the same time, you're not standing on a busy corner somewhere in Paris, looking for options, looking for places to eat, looking for things to do, looking for places to go, and all that stuff. That's already pre-planned, and you just go into your list and you pick what works for you in the moment. So let's go into into talking about what this 4-phase process is. The first phase, we're going to start with the foundation. This is sort of a go, no go test. That's where you will decide whether you're even going to invest any effort into creating, into making a plan, into doing all of those bookings and research before you put the energy and time into it. Because it's when we start with those little things, with the details before we have the foundation, that's like deciding to build a house and starting with picking the paint for the guest bedroom before you even have the house, before you even have the foundation, the walls, and all of that comes with it. So to begin with the things that actually are going to decide whether you're even going to go on a trip or not, whether there's going to be some weather problems in that area, if it's even a good season to go. I know sometimes we like to go off season to save some money, but in some places it's just not safe because of how the natural, what are they called? How the nature works, basically. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes there's going to be a blizzard, sometimes there's going to be a cyclone coming in, and it's just not safe to go, even if it's much cheaper, significantly cheaper. So at this phase, at the foundation, that's what we're going to be, that's what I do. I figure out what is the reality, what is the budget, logistics, documents, weather, currency exchange. All those big things are important, and I have built them into my system to start with that in the foundation. I don't start booking anything. I don't start looking for any hotels or anything until I know my budget and until I check if my passport expiration date, if it expires within 6 months, then you need to think about those options, and that will help you avoid those costly fees to expedite your passport or even be turned around at the airport because you didn't realize that your passport was going to expire too soon. So that's what you're going to have to look at first. And then at the passive data, which is weather and currency exchange, in my dashboard that I built in the system. By the way, you can purchase the template, the whole system that I've built, through the link in the description to this video. And you can start with a smart packing list engine that I've also created. You can get that one for free and start and see how it works, and if the system even something that you're interested in. That is a free option for you to start with and see how it goes. So that was the foundation, and once you have that information, you can decide for yourself whether that trip is going to be a go or no go. You may decide at this stage that it's going to be no go. The passport expires too soon. The weather conditions are not going to be too favorable, or hopefully not dangerous even. So at that point, you go through that test, go, no go, and after that, you're moving on to the next stage with this next phase, which is the big rocks, the skeleton of your trip. That's where we're talking about transport and accommodations. Those are, I have this whole status board over here that I'm going to show you. How once I go through every step, I move the items, once I get the confirmations for anything, I'm dragging the PDFs of the confirmations directly into the digital vault over here, so that I know that they're here and it works offline. So if I'm at the airport, I don't need to worry about Wi-Fi. I don't need to worry about the buggy app or anything. Whether I'm on my laptop at home or I'm on my phone in a crowded airport, I can access those boarding passes. I can access hotel addresses with just a couple of clicks. They're all in there. All of the confirmations go in there. Once I get the booking confirmation, I move the step over here to the next pile of already booked. So it disappears from this long list. I don't have to constantly worry about all of the things that need to be done. I just follow the list, and once it moves over, those things just go out of my brain and leave my mental capacity in peace, and I don't have to worry about it. So that is the status board and the digital vault, where I can keep everything in. This is the skeleton. This is the big rocks of the planning of the planning system. The phase 3, we're moving on. Once we've got the foundation, once we've got the planning skeleton, we go into details. Details is where people often overplan and kill the moment of being spontaneous. or don't plan anything. There are I've noticed there are mostly two kinds of people. Some people plan everything to the minute, and oftentimes that leads to stress and to feeling like you have to constantly be on the go, which is not always comfortable. My husband does not like that. I used to plan that so detailed because I felt like that let me be in control. And he really does not like it. He doesn't feel comfortable with it. And he used to have a lot of complaints about that approach. So this is the blend of my approach of being very strict with the itinerary versus his approach where he wants to be a little bit more spontaneous on our trips and decide in the moment where he wants to go in the moment, where he wants to eat, what we want to do. If it's a rainy day, like for example, we were in Amsterdam a couple of years ago and it was a really rainy week while we were there. And I had a bunch of different options, and one of the options was a kids' science museum. And because the day was really rainy, there was nothing really else we could do. I went into my details and I looked up that there was this amazing science museum. So that's where we went, and we spent the rest of the day there having a really great time. Had I not done that planning before ahead of time, we probably would have spent the day actually researching, or several hours researching and figuring out what are the options, where we're going to go, what are the things we could do on a day when the weather didn't cooperate the way that it was supposed to, the way we expected it to be. So this is where the details, the menu of the options goes into it to give you the flexibility, but at the same time to give you the structure that you can lean on. That's where for example, I'll go into my cards over here for food inspiration, for sightseeing. And for example, if I see a video on Instagram or YouTube, or I see a website, I see something interesting on Facebook, I see something interesting and I don't want to forget it, but I don't want to plan it for a specific day. I'll put it in here in this card so that I can have it in my back pocket when I need an idea. So these are the things where I'm not deciding when I will do those things. This is just centralizing my want to do, would be nice to do, so that I'm not standing on the street under the rain thinking, where should I take my kids to have the rest of the day not ruined. So that is the third phase. Moving on to the fourth, the final countdown, and this is the final 48 hours before your trip, before you actually either get on the plane, get on the train, get in the car, whatever. This is your final countdown. This is where you verify your safety net. That's when I will go and open my smart packing list. And this is a really cool thing that I built here. This is a vanishing list. So as I pack the items, they disappear. They don't clutter my list. Oftentimes what happens, it makes me feel overwhelmed as well, because I used to have my packing list in the notes, and I would go and I would pack it, but at the same time, I wouldn't remember to come back to it after the trip and uncheck the things that I packed last time. And so it kind of like over time, if I didn't stay on top of it constantly, it kind of created a little bit of a mess, a little bit of a overwhelm every time. And so that wasn't as efficient as what I've built here. Well, first of all, the packing list, I'm super proud of it. If you download the free packing list, this packing list that I'm showing you here right now, the engine is free. You can download and use it for your next trip yourself. And this is just a part of the whole planning process. So this is the final countdown, and you can experience it for free if you download it through the link in the description to this video. So the cool things about it are that, first of all, it's vanishing. So once you click on once you check it as packed, it disappears from your list. And the second cool thing is that it is sorted by the kind of trip that you want to go to. So there are specific items for specific kind of trips. It's not a one generic list. There are generic items, obviously, like toothbrushes and, underwear and t-shirts and stuff like that. But there's also some specific items to different kinds of trips. Like if you're going on a tropical vacation, if you're going on a winter vacation, alpine skiing vacation, things like that. If you're going on a business trip, formal event, or I like to do my active hiking trips with a group. I do it twice a year. That's a that's a different topic. But this is very important for me as well. So I've included it as a separate category, so I can go into the category and I can see what exactly, in addition to my normal general items, what else I would need to take for my hiking trip. And as I check it, it disappears, so it goes away. It's sorted by category for clothing, tech, toiletries, comfort. I think those are the 4 categories that I have. Documents, five categories. And the coolest thing that I've also built in is that what was bothering me with just having it in the notes or on a piece of paper is that there's this magic button over here that once you come back from your trip, you just click on that button to refresh all of your items, and they go right back unchecked onto your list for your next trip. That's all you have to do to refresh the list. There is no need to go and uncheck every single item. They all refreshed into the list where they came from. So these are really cool, and this is really gives you your time and your peace of mind back, and takes care of all the valuables. They're not left to chance. You are not, I promise you're not going to wake up at 3 a.m. in a panic with what did I forget to pack? Which happened to me, which happened to my husband. He is more anxious than me. So it happened to him multiple times when he would be like, did we pack this? Did we pack that? Did we take this? So now he can just open up that packing list and check. If it's not on the list, it's packed. Chill out, honey. You can go back to sleep. So this is the whole 4-phase planning system that I created for planning any trip that I'm taking, and I'm sharing it with you. You can take this whole system with everything included through the link in the description here. And as I've mentioned before multiple times already, you can start with the Smart Packing List Engine. It is free, and it's also the link to it in the description. So I hope this was useful for you, and I hope you can use it for your next trip. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you leave comments when you use your Smart Packing List for the first time. Come back and tell me what you think about it. I would really appreciate it, because I really love it and I want you to love it too. So happy travels, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.